Hello, friends. It's day two of 30 days of celebrating you. Um, so remember, this is a series about celebrating you and reliving your past achievements, moments, moments of accomplishment, something that you did that made you proud of yourself, um, or growth moment. You know, anything where you feel good about something that you did or accomplished or completed or achieved. um, for the next 30 days we're going to be celebrating ourselves. And you know I think it was a really good suggestion by our community friend, Teresa Ford, asking if I would um, you know put this together in a way, I guess, to create a space for everybody or a placeholder. Um, and the hopes was to raise our vibration or energy level, um, by going through these moments, and then um, documenting yours in the comments, and then we could look back on it, you know, at the end of 30 days or later, and see if we are at a better place, um, because of it. I think that when we go back to those moments, it just part of it is an uplifting of ourselves in this current space, because we're remembering or reliving that moment where we were so high, because of something that you know we have accomplished, or whatever. But it's that feeling that you get inside your heart space of love. And I think now's a good time for us to be going through this, uh the remembrance of our greatness, as a reminder to ourselves, but just to help elevate us spiritually, energetically, vibrationally, you know um by going back to those times where we had moments of uplifting. Um, we don't have to, it doesn't have to be a distant memory, um, that feeling, or, your accomplishments. You know, now's an interesting time, and we're at an interesting uh, energetic level. And so I think, anything that we could do to raise ourselves above the haze or the fog or the mist, um, is a good thing. And if we could do it all together, that's even better, right? Um, by sharing your moments in the comments, you know, as you type it out, you're reliving those moments, and that energy does transfer into the comments. And so when I read about, you know, JJ and her snowboarding, I can feel, um, I think we all can feel part of it, or we could visualize it, and we could see her on the slope, and feel the warmth that she feels inside, because she knew that, that moment, when that moment came and she did it, she celebrated herself. And it not only uplifts her, but it uplifts everybody. So, yeah, get in the comments, put your memory down, even if you think it's insignificant. Like Salrod said, little old me, but no, not little old me. You're just as important as everybody else, and so is your memory. You know, of it's not insignificant. You know, um, it's a big deal because it meant something to you. And uh, I I think a lot of us enjoy seeing other people succeed or overcome. And so I hope that's what this series will do, is not only celebrate you, but, uplift others, bring each other's light to the surface. And, hopefully, well, I know we'll be better off at the end of 30 days because of this and everyone's contribution to it, to this series. So, um, my second entry or moment of pride was back in high school. It was my senior year in high school, and I my wrestling season just ended, and I thought I could get one more sport in before I graduate, and so I thought, oh, I'll try judo. Um, our team had or our school had a judo team. It was a small team. Um, I never did judo before, but I thought, I'll just give it a shot. See how it is. And the 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 judo coach was one of my football coaches, and so I felt comfortable going into that series or into that situation because he was a nice coach, and so he welcomed me to the team. Um, I actually eventually became captain of the team, and I think it's just because of my personality, not because I was very good. Like I said, I never did it before, so I was a white belt. The interesting part was the weight class that I played in. I think it was like 145 or 150. It was full of black belts. There was like five black belts and maybe three brown belts, and then me. Um, and you know, uh, it was very interesting because I wasn't scared of getting killed or hurt or anything like that. I welcomed the challenge of not like getting destroyed, basically. And so there was one match I remember. We were going up against our school's rival, so it was McKinley High School, and it was actually a school that I could have gone to, just because of the way the border situation was. I was close enough to actually go to that high school, but I chose my high school, which was Kaimuki High School, and well, that's not very important to the story, but anyways, yeah, we were going up against our rivals, and the guy that I was going against was somebody that was very well known. He was obviously was a black belt, um, but a lot of people thought highly of this kid. I think his name was Garrett, and because he did a lot of things for his judo club. He might have been a part of the state, um, like junior Olympics for judo. But anyway, all I knew he was this punk kid from my rival school that I actually knew from wrestling. Um, and he was, I think he was a year younger than me, but he had this attitude that he was better than everybody because he was so good in judo. Um, we had tough matches. I didn't wrestle him a lot, but we did have some matches. I think it might have been like even like 1-1 or 2-2 or something like that. But anyways, we get into this match. I go up against him in this judo match, and my coach is telling me to protect myself. Don't get killed. He's really good. And I said, Coach, I'll be fine. Um, but long story short, he didn't kill me. He didn't slam me like he was trying to. And I ended up wrestling him for, this is in judo, but I ended up wrestling him for the whole 5 minutes. So, um, in judo, you just like you grab each other's gi and you try to, get a pretty throw on somebody, and I just wouldn't let him throw me. And so we always ended up, I took him to the ground and we just wrestled, and I held on to him for 30 minutes, or not 30 minutes, for almost all the 5 minutes that our match was. And what was interesting was at that time, choking was legal. And so he kept trying to choke me or throw me. And so when I get him to the ground, I had this very bad habit in judo. You don't want to expose your neck. And so I was always, in wrestling, you're always like lifting your head up to get like leverage. And so I would always lift my head up, and I hear my coach scream, no, no, no. And then Garrett would sink a choke in. And so a couple of times he got a good choke on me. And, I was like, I'm not gonna tap. I'll pass out before I tap out. And so there was a couple of times where I had to, like, while I'm being choked, drag him to the edge of the mat so they would stop it and then get us back to the middle. And so that was my strategy, was just to keep him on the ground and try not to get choked out. But I ended up putting him on his back, and I ended up winning the match, which was really cool because he was a high level judo player. And so I just remember, like, when the match ended, he was mad and my coach was so happy for me. He was like jumping up and down. It was a really proud moment. Um, like I said, just not getting choked out, because there was two times where he got me and then things started to fade, but I just kept my feet in the mat and like drove him um, to the out of bounds so that they would stop the choke. But yeah, that's my story. It's kind of funny, but it really was a proud moment. Um, just because I be- I beat somebody who I should have lost to, and that a lot of people had respect for. And I think at the end, I kind of earned his respect. Um, but yeah, it was a good moment. I was proud of myself because I overcame. So that's my story for today, day two of 30 days of celebrating you. Um, I end this video with a smile on my face, knowing that I beat Garrett, a black belt in judo. So see you tomorrow. Remember to put your stuff in the comments, it, if you want to. Sharing is caring, and remember, angels fly because they take themselves lightly. See you guys.